Hello? Hello? I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in tonight. I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I work in that office too, so you'll be just fine. Anyways, as the night guard, you do need to keep an eye on those animatronics. They do get a bit quirky at night. If they get near you, just use your doors and your lights. The company had to cut corners, so we don't have that much power. Especially after the fight 8-7. Have fun! You dead.
Cheater. Cheater.
You dead.
Evet, bugün ne yapıyoruz?
Bugün tekrardan WePlay'de saklambaç oyunu oynuyoruz.
Tamam, olur.
İntikamını alacağım.
Make a FNAF game!
I'm not gonna spend 3 months making a full fan game because of one comment. I mean, that's silly.
Or you can do that? Can you make FNAF 1 and 2D? FNAF 1 and 2D?
This is so cool.
Five Nights at Freddy's is one of the greatest horror games of all time, and in case you've been living under a rock, it's about a security guard defending against evil animatronics at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I've been a fan of FNAF ever since I was a kid, and with this movie finally coming to theaters, along with requests to make a FNAF game, I thought, hey, why don't I spend over 60 hours over the course of a week and lose all my sanity remaking FNAF? And like my other games,
We're gonna do it in my style. 2D. Let's do some planning.
every good journey starts with a square that eventually gets stretched out and turned into a floor and ceiling. This is where we can implement our first mechanic into the game, movement. What's neat about Five Nights at Freddy's is that its gameplay is similar to a PowerPoint. You just click a bunch of buttons. This makes it really easy to port to 2D since clicking buttons can work well on either dimension. So to challenge myself more and fit the 2D style better, we're gonna add platformer-like movement to the game to make it a little more different to 3D. Of course, we need a player to actually move, so I decided I'm just gonna use my player from Backrooms 2D. Oh, you don't know what Backrooms 2D is just a little game I'm working on. Currently the 0th most wishlisted game on Steam, because it's not even on Steam, because frick you. Anyways, I imported my player sprite, coded up some player movement, and attempt number 1. He's moving. Very slowly. Whoa! Whoa! Bro, he's moonwalking! Maybe I should do a little more research. Anyways, our player actually moves around our office, which is a W. So after renovating our office with a few textures, I started my first big feature. The doors. As you can tell by the placement art, the doors are gonna work like the ones you can see in FNAF 1. Stop Bonnie and Chica before they get in. So I added the buttons, made an animation, and coded its functionality. First try, baby, let's go. It turns out you can actually get crushed by the door, so I added a collider to not make that happen. And that takes us to the other part of the door, the lights. Now, lights in FNAF 1 work by revealing whoever's on the other side. To recreate this, I realized that we can use a peeking mechanic to temporarily expand our visibility. So I did some research. And it works, except it'll probably give me a migraine if I don't smooth it out. Arguably, the most important mechanic in FNAF is the monitor, which is how you see where the animatronics are. In the original, you swipe your mouse down to bring the monitor up, and while I could imitate that, I don't feel like that would use the 2D twist we gave to the game. So instead, I created a table, made a TV monitor, and made this sleek transition to focus on the screen. Now you can't have a monitor without a map that defines your cameras. So after looking at some reference images, I drew up a camera map, imported it into the game, made a sprite for the cameras, and you can start to see it come together. To test if my cameras actually work, I made different colored backgrounds to serve as placeholders, and made functionality to switch between each background. Yes! Yes! With my newfound success, I added more cameras to my camera map and coded a better system, which completely broke my entire frickin' project, and added this green highlight which matches the original game. Here it is in action. Now we have our player running around our office with working monitors and doors. But I feel like it's missing something. I just can't put my finger on it. Did I get you? Coding our animatronics means coding their AI, which can be broken down into a few parts. The first part we need to focus on is how they behave on the cameras, which goes something like this.
Approximately every 4 or 5 seconds, the animatronics are allowed to do a movement opportunity. The game will pick a random number between 1 and 20. That number is then compared to the animatronic's current AI level. If the level meets or exceeds the random number, then the animatronic will move.
To make this easier to code, I added these placeholder icons so I can see the animatronic's position on the map. Nonetheless, this still took me a while, especially since I'm not that good at GDScript. But eventually, yes!
Hello? Hello? I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in tonight. I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I worked in that office too, so you'll be just fine. Anyways, as the night guard, you do